Hello friends. Example number 30. Suppose the sphere A and B in exercise 12 have an identical size. A third sphere of the same size but uncharged is brought in contact with the first, then brought in contact with the second, and finally removed from both. What is the new force of repulsion between A and B? Right. Now the data are same as in exercise number 12. So in exercise 12 the charge on sphere A and B are same. So QA is equals to QB is equals to Q 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7, and the distance is also same. The distance is 50 centimeter, so 0.5 meter. Right. Now here in this example number 13, a third sphere brought into contact with A, thereafter it contact with B, and thereafter we have to find out the force between sphere A and sphere B. Right. Now here in first case the third sphere is in contact with sphere A. So this is the first sphere A, and here the third sphere C is brought into contact with sphere A. Right. Now in initial condition the charge on sphere is Q and this sphere C is uncharged. Right. So the net charge on sphere C is 0. Now when this sphere A and C are in contact with each other, then total charge is distributed equally. So here the total charge is Q. So this total charge is distributed equally between these two spheres. So the charge on each sphere A and C is Q by 2. So after the contact, the charge on sphere A and C is equals to Q by 2. Right. Now in second case the third sphere brought into contact with sphere B. So in second case sphere, or we can say the third sphere C is in contact with sphere B. Now what happened? So this is the sphere B and this is sphere C. Right. Now here we know the charge on sphere B is QB is equals to Q, and the charge on sphere C is Q by 2. Right. Now when we brought these two spheres B and C in contact with each other, then again the total charge is distributed equally. So here the total charge is equals to Q plus Q by 2, that gives 3Q by 2. Right. But this charge, or we can say this total charge distributed equally. So here there are two spheres. So 3Q by 2 by 2, that gives 3Q by 4. So after the contact, the charge on sphere B and C is equals to, the total charge is distributed equally. So 3Q by 2 by 2, that gives 3Q by 4. Right. So now as per the question we have to find out the force between sphere A and B. So the force between sphere A and B, so F is equals to K charge on sphere A, that is QA into QB upon R square. right? Now we have to find out the force between sphere A and sphere B after the contact. So after the contact, the charge on sphere A is Q by 2. So here we write that this is Q8 dash. So here Q8 dash, and this is after the contact, this is QB dash. So here we write after the contact, charge on sphere A is QA dash and B QB dash. So after the contact, K as it is value of QA dash. So QA dash is equals to Q by 2. So Q by 2, and QB dash is equals to 3Q by 4 divided by R square. So F is equals to 3 by 8, because see here friends, 3, 2 into 4, 8. So 3 by 8 KQ square upon R square. So 3 by 8 value of K, 9 into 10 raised to 9, value of Q square. So 6.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 whole square upon R square. So 0.5 whole square. So after the calculation friends, you will get force F is equals to 5.7 into 10 raised to minus 3. So 5.7 into 10 raised to minus 3, and the unit of force is Newton, right? So this is the example number 13. This is Newton, right? Like Newton. Okay. Now example number 14. See. Figure shows the tracks of 3 charged particles in uniform electric field. Give the sign of 3 charges and which particle has the highest charge to mass ratio. And the figure is like this. This is positive and this is negative. The path is like this. First, this is second, and the third one is like this. Now the figure is given like this. We have to find out the sign of the 3 charges. Now we have to find out the sign of 3 charges. So here friends, see here, this is the positive and this is negative. Now we know that positive attracts negative and positive repels positive. So here this 1 and 2 are attract towards the positive charge. So why this 1 and 2 are attract? Because 1 and 2 are negative charges, right? So as shown in figure, 1 and 2 are attracts towards positive charge. So 1 and 2 are negative. Now third, which is repel. So positive repels the positive. So the third one is positive. Right, so the answer is 1 and 2 are negative charge and third one is positive charge. Now we have also find out which particle has the highest charge to mass ratio. Right, so charge to mass ratio, that is E by M. Right, now the question is which particle has the highest charge to mass ratio. So you have to remember that Y proportional to E by M. Charge to mass ratio, that is E by M. So Y proportional to E by M. So here for the third charge, the third one is positive. So for the third one, the ratio of E by M is higher. Right, so we can say that the third particle has the highest charge to mass ratio. Right, so these are the examples 13 and 14. Now we will move forward to our next examples. Now our next example is example number 50. Consider a uniform electric field E is equals to 3 into 10 raised to 3 I kept Newton per Coulomb. So here electric field is given 3 into 10 raised to 3 I kept. So E is equals to 3 into 10 raised to 3 I kept Newton per Coulomb. What is the flux of this field through the square of 10 centimeter on a side whose plane is parallel to the YZ plane? So here the length is given, L is equals to 10 centimeter. So L is equals to 10 centimeter, or we can say 0.1 meter, right? We have to find out the flux, right? So here XY plane is given, right? So the area vector is in the direction of x-axis. So we can write the formula phi is equals to EA cos theta. But here the direction is same because the direction of area vector is in the direction of x-axis. So here the direction of E and A are same. So theta is equals to 0. So EA cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So that phi is equals to EA. So value of E 3 into 10 raised to 3. The formula of area of square, that is L square. So L square, that means 0.1 whole square. So after the calculation you will get flux phi is equals to 30 Newton meter square Coulomb inverse, right? So this is the first case. Now in second case, what is the flux through the same square if the normal to its plane makes 60-degree angle with x-axis? So here the value of theta is given. Theta is equals to 60 degree. So phi is equals to EA cos theta and EA cos 60. Right. So value of cos 60 is 1 by 2. So EA by 2. We know the value of EA. EA is 30. So 30 by 2, that gives 15 Newton meter square per Coulomb, right? So in second case the flux is 15 Newton meter square per Coulomb, right? So you have to simply remember the formula of flux. Phi is equals to EA cos theta. If direction is same, then theta is equals to 0. If direction is opposite, then theta is equals to pi, and if perpendicular, then theta is equals to 90 degree. Right. Now next example, example number 16. What is the net flux of the uniform electric field of exercise 15 through a cube of 20 centimeter oriented so its phases are parallel to the coordinate planes, right? So here we have to find out the flux. But here the uniform electric field given. So in uniform electric field, number of field lines enter in the any element is equals to number of the field lines that exits from the element. So here the number of field lines are same, and if the number of field lines are same, then flux phi is equals to 0 Newton meter square per Coulomb. So here you have to write the reason. Here the number of field lines are same, so flux phi is equals to 0 Newton meter square per Coulomb, right? Now next example number 17. Careful measurement of the electric field at the surface of black box indicates that the net outward flux through the surface of box is 8 into 10 raised to 3. So here flux phi is given 8 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per Coulomb. What is the net charge inside the box? So here we have to find out the charge inside the box. So we know the formula, flux phi is equals to q by epsilon 0. So charge is equals to phi into epsilon 0. Value of phi 8 into 10 raised to 3 and epsilon 0 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. So after the calculation you will get 7.08 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. Right, so simply we have to use the formula of flux phi is equals to q by epsilon 0. Now second case, if the net outward flux through the surface of the box were 0, then could you conclude that there are no charges inside the box? We already discussed that if charge is 0 then flux will be 0, but no element is there that element have charge 0, but the net charge will be 0, right? So this concept we already discussed in the theory portion, right? Now we move forward to our next example, example number 18. A point charge 10 microcoulomb is a distance 5 cm directly above the center of a square of side 10 cm as shown in figure. What is the magnitude of electric flux through the square? Think of this square as one face of cube with edge of 10 cm. Right, so here cube is given. So we know that the cube has 6 surfaces. Right, so here the charge is given, charge q is equals to 10 microcoulomb. So 10 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. We have to find out the value of flux. Now the cube has 6 surfaces. So the flux phi is given by, so phi is equals to q by epsilon 0, but there are 6 surfaces. So we have to divide by 6. Right, so the charge is given 10 into 10 raised to minus 6. 6 value of epsilon 0, 8 into 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. So after the calculation you will get flux phi is equals to 1.8 into 10 raised to 5 Newton meter square per coulomb. Right, so here we have to find out the flux, but cube is given, so cube has 6 surfaces, so phi is equals to q by epsilon 0, but due to the 6 surfaces we have to divide by 6. So after the putting the values of q and epsilon 0 and divided by 6, then we will get flux phi is equals to 1.8 into 10 raised to 5. Now we move forward to our next example, that is example number 19. A point charge of 2 microcoulomb is at center of a cubic Gaussian surface 9 cm on each. What is the net electric flux through the surface? So here charge is given 2 microcoulomb, right? So the charge q is equals to 2 micro, that means 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. We have to find out the flux, right? So we have to find out the flux phi. So again phi is equals to q by epsilon 0. So 2 into 10 raised to minus 6, value of epsilon 0, 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. So you will get 2.26 into 10 raised to 5. So 2.26 into 10 raised to 5 Newton meter square per coulomb. Right. So again we use the simple formula of flux phi is equals to q by epsilon 0. Right. Now next example, that is example number 20. A point charge causes an electric flux minus 1 into 10 raised to 3. So here the flux is given phi minus 1 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. Passes through the spherical Gaussian surface of 10 cm radius centered on edge. So here radius is given 10 centimeter. So R 10 centimeter, that means 0.1 meter. If the radius of Gaussian surface were double, how much flux pass through the surface? Now we know the formula of flux. Phi is equals to Q by epsilon 0. Here, as per the question, the radius is double. So the flux will be not depend on radius, right? So radius is double or half. There will be no change in flux. So flux phi will be remain same. So in first case, the flux will remain same. So the flux phi is equals to -1 into 10 raised to 3 Newton meter square per coulomb. Right. So there will be no change in flux. And second case, what is the value of point charge? So we have to find out the value of point charge. So we know the equation. Phi is equals to Q by epsilon 0. So charge Q is equals to phi into epsilon 0. So value of phi -1 into 10 raised to 3. And value of epsilon 0, 8.85 into 10 raised to -12. Right. So after the calculation, you will get -8.85 into 10 raised to -9 coulomb. Right. Or we can say -8.85 nano coulomb. Right. So again we use the same formula of flux. Phi is equals to Q by epsilon 0. Right. Therefore Q phi into epsilon 0. Now next example, that is example number 21. A conducting sphere of radius 10 cm has an unknown charge if the electric field 20 cm from the center. So here the distance is given, electric field is at 20 cm. So R is equals to 20 cm, that means 0.2 meter. And the value of electric field is given, E is equals to 1.5 into 10 raised to 3. So E 1.5 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per coulomb. Right? Now find out, and points radially inward. So the direction of electric field is in inward. So like this, inward. So we have to find out the net charge on sphere Q. Now we know the formula of electric field. E is equals to KQ by R square. So Q is equals to ER square upon K. Right? We formulate Q. So ER square upon K. Value of E 1.5 into 10 raised to 3 R square, that means 0.2 whole square, divided by value of K 9 into 10 raised to 9. So after the calculation you will get charge Q is equals to 6.6 into 10 raised to -9. 6.6 into 10 raised to -9 coulomb. But here the electric field is in inward direction. So if electric field is inward, then the charge will be negative. So the charge is negative. Why? Because electric field is in inward direction. Right? And if electric field is outward, then charge will be positive. Right? So we will know these things. If electric field is in outward direction, then charge will be positive, and inward, then charge will be negative. Then exercise number 22. A uniformly charged conducting sphere of 2.4 meter diameter. So here the diameter is given. So radius is 1.2 meter. Right? So the radius is 1.2 meter. Has a surface charge density. So surface charge density is sigma 80 microcoulomb. So sigma is equals to 80 micro minus 6 coulomb per meter square. Find out the charge on sphere and what is the flux leaving the surface of the sphere. So here we have to find out the value of charge and flux. So we know the formula, sigma is equals to Q by A, and here the sphere is given, so we know the formula of area of sphere, that is 4 pi r square. So sigma is equals to Q by A. So Q upon area of sphere is 4 pi r square. So Q is equals to sigma into 4 pi r square. Now we know the value of sigma. 80 into 10 raised to minus 6. 4 pi 3.14. Value of r square 1.2 whole square. So after the calculation we will get charge Q is equals to 1.4 into 10 raised to minus 3. 1.4 into 10 raised to minus 3 coulomb. Right. Now in second case we have to find out the electric flux. So we know the formula of flux, phi is equals to Q by epsilon 0. Value of Q 1.4 into 10 raised to minus 3. Epsilon 0 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. So after the calculation you will get flux phi is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to 8. So 1.6 into 10 raised to 8 Newton meter square per coulomb, right? So this is the flux, right? So here from this we can say that if you know the formula, then you can easily calculate these examples. Okay, thank you.